Hello, everyone. Welcome to our Monday Mission podcast update. And Zita, I'm Zita, your host, and I'm with Zita's Healthy Beginnings. Um, and I am here to encourage and really challenge us to know who we are and begin to think critically about what the purpose is for this Project DieHard. And today is February the 6th. And I just wanted to share a little bit about my nonprofit organization that is Zita's Healthy Beginnings, what we do, and why we are doing what we're doing with Project DieHard. So, Zita's Healthy Beginning is a nonprofit organization that was founded exactly 7 years today to reduce the incidence of maternal and infant mortality here in the United States and elsewhere in the world, starting in Nigeria. And we do that through advocacy, through education, through training of doulas and training of community health workers. And eventually, we plan to build a hospital, maternity hospital, birthing center, and to also construct a place where doulas can get their trainings, a center where we can help women, children, and families. And talking about families and women, we know that there are a whole lot of women, families who have been involved in as veterans, really fought the war, helped us secure our freedom here in the United States, who are still on the field fighting, making sure that we're healthy and that our freedom is secured. And we know that today there are some of them, or many of them actually, who are now in town waiting and hoping that we all will support them in their time of need. And that is why Brian thought about it and said, yes, he's living his own experience of trying to make sure that when people come from the war zone, that they come back to their families. And there are certain needs that they really are looking out for, which not only families can help them to accomplish or realize, but those of us who are also part of the community, recognizing the good, the wonderful work, the services that they have rendered to us. And we see that this is really something worth thanking them for and expressing it in a way of giving back hope, giving them hope, thanking them for who they are, and making sure that they are not left without support. And what we do is like making sure that they are not left without support. How do we do that? Brian is already doing it. I am part of that because I serve families and I understand the critical need of our own veteran families. I have worked with them closely. I have visited some of them in their homes. I understand what the needs are, and we are trying to do our best to help them. in whatever we can, however we can, through medical services, through psychological support, and spiritual support. This whole thing is all about holistic approach in helping our veterans resettle into our community and becoming a full-fledged community members, happy, doing well, and being appreciative of who we are as people, helping and supporting them. So now I am actually, this is part of what I'm doing, podcast that I'm doing right now. It's also a part of trying to give back to our veterans. And I'm glad and very excited to be doing this every single week, every Monday at 7:30 p.m. And now I am gonna call our Brian, a brave girl who understands the importance of really supporting and giving hope to fellow veterans. I'm going to invite him and want him to really take time to give us a weekly update because Brian has been working with grassroots, he's been working with all the companies, societies, organizations who are really excited about what we're doing, trying to give hope to veterans. So here comes Brian to give us the weekly update.
Brian.
Brian, for some reason we can't hear you.
Sorry about that. Muted button again. I'm technology. You know how
That's
it is.
okay.
But I'm the hat. The
Oh,
hat is
thank you.
great.
Oh,
Okay. Every
good.
every week when I see you're just a joy of life. You make me look forward to the Monday nights. You know, everybody has those Mondays. Yeah. Well, yeah. Thank you for all those kind words and everything. But let's get to the meat and potato because that's how I am. I'm gonna screen and we're gonna go full screen. Here we are. All right, this is our mission update for February 6th, 2023. We're gonna go over the praise report, upcoming events, needs of the mission, and yes, we have a new slide. It's called Frequently Asked Questions because I'm here to answer questions for you about the mission. All right, our praise report. You heard last week that we worked with Third Day Warriors, another ministry. Mm-hmm. We got to go down to Mount Juliet, Tennessee, and attend Pastor Greg Locke's church, Global Vision Bible Church. Now, was a great thing. This was fellowship. We got to break bread, meet and greet. Pastor and his church have been a great supporter of this mission from day one. Upcoming events. Our monthly volunteer day is this Saturday, February 11th. Right? Come on. Remember that day, if you come into a fob, swing or push a broom, or on that day, share our mission. Take 20 minutes, 30 minutes out of your day, volunteer for Project DieHard. Do what you can to grow this mission. That's all we can ask. Then we have our fellowship breakfast. We kicked that off last week, right in the middle of our storm. But we had 2 veterans come and get a free meal. Praise God, right? When we say we're going to be there. Our next one is March 1st at the IHOP of Paducah, 2861 James Sanders Boulevard. Okay, I'm sorry we're not nationwide yet, but we'll get there. And then, of course, we're going to spend about Hope Stock 23, July 28th through the 30th. Come and join a weekend of music, food, motivational messages, fellowship. As I said, Our stage is now full. 8 music ministries, 4 motivational speakers. Just mark your calendars. It's at 189 Haven Love Drive, McKenna, Illinois. Come on down. All right. Here's a frequently asked question. I'm going to take a little bit of time, and we're going to do this. This is a discussion we need to have. This is something that somebody has been asking. And again, people, if you have a question, email it, put it in a message, put it in a comment. We will pick one a week and we will dive into it. People ask, why do you think your mission will work to save veterans' lives? Okay, well, we're faith-based and scripture-led. So I got to go to Mark 2-21-22. No man also seweth a piece of new cloth on an old garment, else the piece that be filled up, taken away from the yoke, the rent made worse. And no man putteth new wine into old bottles, else the new wine bursteth, and the wine is spilled, and the bottles will be marred. But the new wine must be put into the bottle. Okay, that for Project DieHard Mission. The beacons of light, the facilities we're building. I bringing in veterans and their families, right? For all the research we've done, we're the only organization doing that. So am I saying that it's a guarantee we're going to save a veteran's life? Well, no, but something better had to be done. So to the person that asked that question, I hope that answered it. We got to try things new. The old cookie cutter stuff is. And again, our needs, volunteers. We need volunteers. With all the events being backed up, we need strong people willing to step up, take charge of a certain faction. It's the only way we're going to do it. So that's about the Krista. Zita, what do you think of that break? That one?
Yeah, I like when people ask questions like that. They ask you what you do and why do you think, it will make a difference. And yes, you feel it will make a difference from what you have put out there from the scripture. Also know that as human beings, whenever you really show somebody in any way, shape, or form that you care, because that's what it is all about. We're giving hope because we care. We care for our brothers and sisters. We understand that our brothers and sisters have really given a lot to help us, to support us, to grant us that freedom, which everybody's experiencing right now. So when you care for somebody, you're going to have to show it. That's why hope is a verb, love is a verb, care is a verb. So everything you're doing, Brian, in this project, and we are all doing, is to show support, give hope. And once you give somebody hope, for sure, everything changes in their life. You might not even say it. You might not even know it until you start doing it. And then you see how that goes. So, yes, of course, you understand what it means to show somebody that here, giving them hope, and you're going to do it. You're already doing it. And our belief is whenever we human beings show the other person that we really and truly care, it makes a difference. It lives. It moves mountains. And we have experienced it. God, Jesus Christ showed that to us. When he died on the cross for us, he said, our sins are taken away from us. Now we have that strength and joy, peace, and happiness and excitement to be children of God. That's what love does. That's what care does, and that's what hope does.
Yes, it does. And I hope that answers that person's questions on the fact that the old stuff that's going on, the cookie cutter programs that are out there, you know, they're not. The veteran suicide rate is continuing climbing. So we have to try something new.
New, yes.
And that's where Project DieHard and Forward Operating Base Rush and all the other facilities we're going to be building, we're going to do that.
Yeah.
Okay, so I understand that we got to pay for this somehow. So I'll do my best to get back on during the question and answer, but I think you got a really cool guest tonight, don't you?
Yes, I do. And what we're gonna do right now is to have a quick commercial break, and we're gonna bring in Shad Turner to come on and share all about him and what he does and how he's helping Project DieHard.
All right, then we go.
We are grateful for the people at CF located in Calvert City, Kentucky. They help our mission with equipment to do the big work on our facilities. To see their inventory and find a great deal at cfiequipment.com. That's cfiequipmentinc.com. They are currently helping us to put a tractor on Forward Operating Base Rush. So stop by and meet these amazing people. Help them who help us bring hope to veterans.
We're still missing the sound on the commercial.
We at Project DieHard are blessed to be working with the Veterans Ranch. They are bringing free equine therapy services to our facilities for our veterans and their families. No organization can do it all. It takes teamwork to make the dream work. Visit theveteransranch.org. That's theveteransranch.org for more information. By supporting the one you support both. Donate today. We at Project DieHard are with no quarters 1770. Are you looking for the perfect swag? Well, then you're in the right place. This veteran-owned company supplies our mission with its products. So by supporting them, you support the mission and a veteran-owned company. Visit noquarter1776.com today. That is noquarter1770.com and use code PDH22 to help us both bring hope to veterans.
All right. Thank you so much for that commercial. So now we have Turner here, and we're welcoming you to Project DieHard. And please introduce yourself and share with us what you do and how you got connected to Project DieHard and why you really doing this.
Well, my name's Shad. I run a company called Navy Man Exteriors down here in Houston, Texas. And first, just want to say hi. Thank you for having me on. But Navy Man Exteriors technically started, as far as the name goes, this year. But before this, I was doing the Navy Man camp. I've been doing that since 2016. And basically, what I do is exterior clean, and now this year I brought in landscape lighting to the mix of all the things that I do. And the extra add-on service of the lighting, I just felt that the Navy Man can wasn't, name-wise, wasn't as descriptive of what I'm trying to accomplish. So hence I changed everything over to Navy Man Exteriors. But as far as how did I get hooked up with Brian and Project DieHard, that actually started years ago. I used to also do podcasting myself. And I had, I'm drawing a blank now, Reclaimed American podcast. I know I'm missing a name where, but basically I started doing a podcast where I would have veterans and veteran organizations on every week. And I would also play a song by a veteran musician at the end of the show, talk about the music, all their information out. But during the course of doing this, I also got hooked up with the People's Patriot Project up in Minnesota. Hope I said that right. Anyways, through all of these different connections I started making from doing the podcast, I ended up coming across Brian. I forget if he was on the weekend show, and that's how we officially met, or if I met other way online. But whatever the case may be, we started talking. I had him on my solo show, and got to find out what he was doing with Project DieHard. And honestly, I fell in love with the story of what he's trying to accomplish. And the thing that I really, really like about how Project DieHard is trying to be set up to do this is the fact that he's bringing the family element into it also. True, yes, he'll work. They'll be able to work with the individual, but he's also going to have the facilities to bring in the whole family. Because honestly, you can fix one piece, or you can fix a whole. And if it's a single person, that's all you need. But there's a family involved. There's so many things going on in the background that if one little piece gets knocked out of whack, that just screws up everything. And so by having the whole family together, that really helps to strengthen those bonds and help with the healing. But that's how I got connected with Brian over the years. And I got to do a trip once a couple of years ago out to Project DieHard, see what he's got going on there in Macanda, Illinois. And it's an impressive facility, I gotta say. I love everything that's going on out there. It's a lot of work. So they've got a long road to go on that. But again, with community, with faith, anything's possible. So, but yeah, so that's how I got connected with them. One of the things that I like to do personally to give back, because of what I do as Navy Man Exteriors, I do pressure washing. I clean people's houses. And that's one thing that I started doing last year. I haven't done anything yet this year, but I promise it's in the works. But last year I started giving free house washes to veterans. And so I would have, everybody write in and say, hey, who wants a free house wash? Tell me your story. Tell me what's going on. And I'll see what I can do to help. So I helped a couple people doing it that way. But then I also started thinking about it, what's the one thing that's not going to be here forever, unfortunately? It's the World War II generation. They're in age, unfortunately, and we're losing them rather quickly, it seems. And so last year, I forget if I did 2 or if I did 3 house washes just for World War II veterans. So that was one thing I did. Then at the very end of the year, I did a free wash for one of the American Legions out here in Houston. So I did that. I went to one of their little Christmas parties that they had, and I saw how the front side of their building looked. And I'm like, no, I can't let this happen. And so I reached out to the post commander and said, hey, man, this is what actually he already knew because he's the one that signed the World War II guys for me. Mm-hmm. But I reached out to him, hey, man, I want to clean your place. Just, I can't let it look like this.
Right.
So I went out, I gave them a free wash. I cleaned up all the concrete in their entry, cleaned up some of the brickwork. Later this year, I'm actually wanting to clean up the back side of their place because they've got a little pass-through going from the back of the post to a little cooking area that they've got in the back for like doing smoking and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. And it needs a little love. So I'll be going back out there at some point to do that. Yeah. But so that's what I do. I try to give back to the community when I can, where I can. Mm-hmm. And in the meantime, I do pressure washing. I do outdoor lighting. I have Christmas lights, holiday lights. If it's outside, it needs to be lit up. Mm-hmm. I'm the guy. So.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Awesome. Shad, thank you so much. And when people ask questions, like Brian just talked to us about one of the questions that came true, and that's people wanting to know what he was going to do, differently. Maybe that would change the life of a veteran. Exactly what you shared now, giving that love, showing it in one-on-one. Showing somebody that I truly care.
Yes.
And you're showing it in an aspect that is so critical. How can anybody live in an environment that is not really, so to speak, that clean? You know what I mean? So taking your time and saying I care about so much so that I want to really come out and clean out.
Yeah.
I want to do that. For me, you can't compare that with anything in this whole world. You're telling them, I care for you. I see you. I value you. I want to give you hope. I want to thank you for all you have done. All the single act of charity. And that is what it means. That is all that Brian is doing. Inviting each one of us, you and I, our friends out there, other family members, to really physically recognize what sacrifices these are veterans, families have done. A lot of families have really sacrificed a lot to ensure that we experience the freedom we all experience today. Question is, how do we really, in appreciation, tell them that we really, really care? We acknowledge you guys are still here with us. Mm-hmm. We know you've given us a lot that we cannot even thank you enough, but here's a token. Here is what we want to do in response to all you have done for us. A lot of us would never understand what veterans went through. Never. Because it's something that was unique for them. And they experience the whole trauma that we all know that they start unpacking it, there not be enough space, contain it. And the only way we can actually call them and say, we hear you, we know all you've been to, even though we haven't really witnessed any of that, but you have gone through all of that. We appreciate you. We want to still be around, experience, at least reap the fruit of the services that you have done for us. Here is to cleaning your house. Here is to lightening up your Christmas, environment. Mm-hmm. Here is to giving you some food. Come in here, take a cup of coffee, cup of tea. This is a way we want to appreciate you. And honestly, when we show people that love, when we tell them we care, that we give them hope, why will anybody go out to say, I'm going to take my own life? It's when they know that nobody cares anymore.
Yeah.
And that's what is going on in our society. And we must change that. We must, because that is not human. When these people come back, they are coming back so disintegrated, so traumatized to the point that we don't even recognize them anymore. What do we do? How do we approach them? That's what Brian is doing, providing a house, a place where these people can be taken care of in a holistic mind. And that's awesome. It is not, you rightly said that it's a lot of work. Yes, it is a lot of work. Yes.
Yeah.
And that's why he's saying he cannot do it by himself. Nobody does. It's collectively, you bring your own talents, your own skills. I bring mine, other people bring theirs, we put them together. That's what it takes to build a community and to build the families of our veteran brothers and sisters. I'm so appreciative of what you're doing and what you have committed to, in terms of trying to help veterans. And I would say, please keep doing it. And I'm sure Brian and other people are really helping and doing this, making sure that our veterans are taken care of. We'll appreciate each one of us. So don't even think that whatever you're doing doesn't count. Every little thing counts. We're always looking for volunteers. Please, every one of us has got a gift. Come up, show up, ask us what you can. There's a lot that you can do. So I am so thankful that you're into this and willing to continue with it. Mm-hmm. And if you're really talking to someone right now who is just joining us or reading or watching this later, and they're now wondering, what did Shad say? What will you tell them? I'm not a cleaner. I don't have your business. How can I help? What will you really tell them?
Well, honestly, as far as those that are supporting you guys, one of the things that people can do is support those businesses. Because as you said, as your little commercial that you played earlier said, as you support the small business for us, everybody's able to, I know I'm saying support a lot of times there, everybody's able to support one another and help everybody out. But it doesn't always have to be a monetary thing, though. The biggest thing is, especially for small businesses, or even for Project DieHard, it's just getting the word out,
Mm-hmm.
Getting the message out there. It literally takes 30 seconds or less to click like and share on a comment that someone makes, whether it's a post that I do on my Facebook page, whether it's a post that you guys do on any of your social media pages. It doesn't take a whole lot to help share the message and get it out in front of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people. You figure, Bob, 500 people. If he shares it, boom, that's 500 people that see it. Mm-hmm. Each of those people, if they actually say, hey, I like that thing that Bob shared, I think I'm going to share it to my people too. Not everybody is completely interconnected with only those people. I've got people in my friends list that you guys don't have. Mm-hmm. So by me sharing it, it goes out to a completely new group of people. And next thing you know, one post can be seen by almost 1 million people. Now this is where I really wish people could help out more. Imagine if that 1 million people, at least half of them decided to donate just $1. Mm. You don't have to donate $500.
Right.
All it takes is $1. And if enough people do that, everything gets funded. Everything gets the funds that it would make things progress. And that's the awesome power of social media and all of these funding campaigns and all that. But unfortunately, so many people think, oh well, I don't have $10 or $20 that I can donate to this. A lot of these little like especially GoFundMe, a lot of these little things you can donate $5, $1, $2, however much. And if enough people do that, everything gets done. Everything gets taken care of. And things like Project DieHard DieHard can be up and running and have people coming in the door as soon as possible.
Right.
So the one thing that I would say to everybody is, if you don't have it in your means to donate money, seconds of your time, share the message. Because while you might not, someone in your friends list might, or someone in their friends list might. And if it gets to enough people and enough people can help out.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Chad. Absolutely. It doesn't have to be, just donate 10 seconds, 20 seconds, 1 minute to share this information on your website or anything, anywhere you think you have your circle, your friends, your people you go out with. Yes, please do that, because honestly, you might not think that you're doing something wonderful, but you are. You are, because what that whole group that you're in, you never know who is there, who never heard anything about Project DieHard. They will hear it from you, and they're like, "Oh my goodness, something like this going on. How did I miss it?" And then they share their own link, and that's how it goes around. Yes, gifts, and we all can support in a very minute way that will build up and support the whole thing that Brian is doing. And yes, acknowledging it, sharing it, doing your little bit really goes a long way. And thank you for sharing that. Now, I think Emily's going to take us to another commercial quick break here.
We, Project DieHard, are grateful for the support of Motorsports located in Utica, Kentucky. By supporting them, they can do more for the mission. To see their inventory and find a great deal, visit ridewithchase.com. That's rides.com. Stop by and meet these outstanding people who help us bring hope to veterans. We at Project DieHard are blessed to be working with Rollout PTSD. They are giving our residents access to their programs to give them the assistance they need. No one organization can do it all. They work to make the dream work. Visit rolloutptsd.org for more information. That's rolloutptsd.org. By supporting the one, you support both. Donate today. We at Project DieHard are honored to be on the prayer list of Third Day Warriors, where they pray for and share our mission. Please visit thirddaywarriors.com for more information. That's thirddaywarriors.com. Join us in growing God's kingdom and giving veterans hope. Please pray and share, then God can do the rest. Project DieHard is proud to have the blessing of being partnered with Maxwell's Soaps. They believe that having access to soap and water is a basic human right. This veteran-owned company supplies our facilities with their products. So for every bar of soap you order, Maxwell's Soaps will give a bar to the mission. So visit maxwellssoap.com. That's Maxwell's Soap, and use code PDH22. That's PDH22. Remember, teamwork makes the dream work.
Thank you so much for that commercial. And now we have Brian back.
And he's still muted.
Still muted.
I keep hitting that button. Well, I had to run off, take that little phone call. Another thing I got to work on, but thank you, brother, for coming on, man. understanding what you're doing. Actually, we're going to need you to bring your rig down. Just
need a little cleaning up here and there.
Yeah, just a little bit. But yes, brother, listening around and on Facebook, I've been sharing it out. You're right. 10 seconds. Share this update. Right? Share it. As I tell all my people, all my volunteers, everybody is Social Project DieHard. Share the mission. Because God has the person out there that can write the check to fully fund Project DieHard. They just haven't heard about us yet.
Exactly.
So now, Chad, while we're talking, you can, I'll give you the full rundown, ask me some questions, because we're waiting for the comments to come rolling in. We already got a couple. Here's one, Chad. Why should I give them money? Okay. Chad, why? I don't know.
Well, like I said, God, when was that I went and visited you? That was 2 years ago. Yeah, and basically, I was seeing the facility before we even really started any of the construction. There was a lot of work to be done then, and I'm sure there's still a lot of work left to do. And quite honestly, it takes money to make these things happen. You can have all the volunteers in the world, but if they don't have the supplies to do the things that they need to do while they're volunteering, nothing gets done. You can knock out walls all day long, keep up, you can mop, but unless you've got the supplies to rebuild, then you're spinning your wheels. So why do they need money? That is why. There's still a lot of work to do out there, I'm sure. And even then, once the work is done, then you're looking at it, you got to keep the lights on, you got to keep the gas flowing, you got to put food in people's bellies when they come out there and they're being taken care of. All that stuff takes money, and it's not cheap. It's not getting cheaper thanks to the way things are going. So, the world's a crazy place, and money makes magic.
Yes. Now, everybody out there, look, we are always seeking in-kind donations from Lowe's, Home Depot, all the big box stores. Okay, but we ask. It's not a guarantee anything. We were blessed last month or 2 months ago. The Home Depot of Marion, Illinois, and Paducah, Kentucky stepped up, and we have materials needed to get to the next phase so we can get our occupancy permit, so we can start a veterans breakfast and some other programs while we're still raising funds for the big project. But again, that takes volunteers, or it takes money. So we pay people to do it. I'll say it again. It doesn't go into my wallet. It goes to the mission. That was just one of the big questions that everybody asked, and I pointed at you because that you've known me the longest. Okay, I haven't changed my tune, have I?
Nope, not at all.
And I won't. But I do got to run, so I'm going to leave this in Kurt's and your guys' hands. Have a good discussion. Do your best to answer any questions. But thank you. God bless for all your help. And remember, teamwork makes the dream work.
All right. Thank you so much, Brand. And Welcome, Kat, joining us. Kat, I'm not sure if you know Shed at all. Do you know him?
No.
Okay. He has really shared a lot with us about what he does and why he's actually supporting Project DieHard. And one of the questions, and actually I did ask him if we were to talk to someone, somebody wondering, he's doing what he's doing and wondering how can they help, like they don't have the entrepreneurship that he's involved in. Like, okay, I don't have that, and I can't even clean anybody's house. I can't even sew. How can I really help? So I asked him, and he gave us a wonderful, one of the great answers, and that is, if you can share, this project with another friend in your circle, say you have 30, 40, 50, or even 1,000 people, and you're able to share this. Can you imagine if you share it and then another friend shares it and it keeps on going? That's how we spread the word. And for me, that is right on. Everything is not money, but if we can spare 20 seconds, 40 seconds, a minute, that will really go a long way. So what do you have to say about that?
Yeah, well, you got me thinking of that successful campaign from years ago called the Ice Bucket Challenge, where I challenge you to have somebody shower you without ice cold water. So maybe we got to come up with something for Project DieHard. You got any ideas? Any fun things that could be like a quick challenge people could do in 30 seconds? And
if I knew that, I'd probably be doing it already.
Well, I do have something that we do on this, and I'm trying to turn it into a challenge, and it's called the Shakedown. 15 minutes of music, emotional way we do it every day, but obviously the challenge, would be to, just kind of get some music going and, kind of do a little, almost like, what do they do? Like TikTok, they got all that kind of stuff going, so maybe it'd be like a TikTok challenge or something for Project DieHard. So I don't know. We'll have to get that in a Project meeting once to see if there's anything that fits the regime here.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, but truly so, whether with that or otherwise, that people just simply in the sharing economy and participate in the social media gambit of sharing and ask others that to share, and if you catch on that pattern, it starts to add up wildly, exponential growth. It's good stuff.
Yeah.
So, Shad, what do you have for our group tonight? Anything else you want to make sure you leave for us before we call her quits?
Well, as far as let's see. So as far as for what I do for Navy Man Exteriors goes, if you want to see what I'm doing, I try to do videos regularly. However, I've been horrible about it going into this year. End of last year, I was trying to daily or maybe every other day post something, but lately it's been more like 2 weeks I might post something. But if you want to see what I'm doing, go to NavyManExteriors.com. If you go on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, just search Navy Man Exteriors. I'll pop up. And also, as far as just things that people can do to help humanity as a whole, don't be afraid to just listen to somebody. Everybody's got a story. Like I had a client today. She's a widower. As she loves putting it, she's outlived friends. And sometimes people just want to talk. They just need to know that there's somebody there that can listen to them when they just want something off their chest. And so after I finished up my work today, I'm sitting there, and she writes me in the chat and hands it to me. I just slip it in my wallet. And then we must have sat there for another hour and a half, just talking. She shared some stories of her life. I shared some stories of mine. What's interesting about her, she was born just before the Great Depression. She's like 90 years old or something like that. And she got stories that she had today were just amazing. Some of the things that they had to do just to survive back then. And then the stories of, her meeting her husband, the life they had together, the things they did. And all it took is, I wasn't giving her any counseling advice or anything like that. I was just being a human listening to another human. And that's something that honestly, God, especially in this country, I mean, I've been blessed enough to be able to travel all over the world doing different things. And I will say the one thing with the US is everyone's so busy. Everybody's, if they're not working, they're on their phones. If they're not on their phones, they're just running around like crazy. But just take the time every now and then to listen to somebody, because like I said, everybody's got a story and you can learn something from literally anyone because everybody's got a life experience that you didn't have. And again, just be a human, listen,
Yeah. So true. That is very, very true. Do you agree?
I do agree, and it's interesting you bring this up. Earlier it was with another group, and I shared my friend Google. I just typed in February mental health 2023, and then what does Google give me? It says On Time to Talk Day, help raise awareness about mental health and be a part of changing the narrative. So yeah, today, Monday, February 6, 2023, it's Time to Talk Day. So, mental health things. So I'm coming at the opposite end of it because Shad, you're talking about the listening side of it. But yeah, to have that engagement and make time to converse and, kind of, figure out if you can be of service to another or, that can make all the difference in the world. Because, yeah, we are so busy passing. We cut people short. There's this thing even in business networking where, this nuance of we listen to somebody and then while we listen, we're forming what we're going to say and we kind of split our attention and then we're not listening with our fullest attention. And, so yeah, there's that whole dynamic that with our world of multitasking today. I was with a group before coming in here and, one of the participants was sharing that about the correlation between multitasking or focus and happiness. So obviously the proposal is you allow yourself to focus. So like say you're allowing yourself to another, if you can just focus and if you make that a practice, there's a relation between that practice and happiness. So there you go. You're onto something, Chad. Way to go.
Yeah, and that's really a good one. And when people also ask Brian the question that he talked to us earlier about what his work is going to do differently, what I would say is points to what you just shared. Sometimes we think about all this trauma people are going through, all this social isolation going on. And here Brian comes to support families, veteran families. And that is actually what, believe it or not, what is lacking in our society, that our families are not together. And we all just in our own silos, doing our own thing, and not really building families. There's no conversation about, individuals, like intentionally finding out how you are doing. When I ask you, Chad, how are you? I'm asking you and I'm telling you, I need to hear how you're doing. I want to spend that time. No, it's no longer part of our culture here. It's all gone through. Some people might be asking, "How are you?" and they're just, entering their car, wait, and they're just asking, and I'm like, "Really? Do you really want to know how I am?" And we think we can laugh about it. We can really, think it's fun. But let me tell you, that is part of the problem we're having today. All our veterans that have come back have a lot, like I pointed out earlier. And you really need to provide an environment to really find out how these people are doing. And that is what Brian is doing differently, that we want to provide a home, a specific environment where we think that it will really nurture conversation, nurture love, nurture hope. And that is what he's doing differently. And I could be wrong, but I have not seen anybody doing it right now. That is what he's trying to do. And when we think that simple caring does not work, let's think again. Because that's the only thing that has ever worked. It is God. It is love. It is hope. It is care. So let's just keep this in mind as we reach out to other people, as we share our story, supporting Brian and this wonderful project.
Yeah, another thing that we're celebrating here in my household is child executive officers, because it's my daughter's birthday. So,
yeah.
But I bring that up because I did visit this wonderful page right now of NavyManExteriors.com about us section. I see the team there, and looks like Shad, you've got a child executive officer. Do I have that right?
Pretty much. She's definitely the boss of all of us.
There you go.
Yeah,
this is great that they talk here. I think I'm hearing our podcast engineer join in the laughter, so that's great. We hear you back there, Emily.
I know. That's great. So yeah, it was really wonderful having you, Chad, to join us and share a whole lot with us about who you are and what you do and how you're doing Project DieHard. And hopefully you will come again, to give us some update also on how you've made some connections with other friends and, how we're all doing, checking in to find out how Project DieHard is doing. And we're hopeful. We have all series of activities all through the year. And we are talking to everybody out there to please key in, support us in any way you can. No amount of time donation or financial help is too small. We appreciate every help that we can get right now to build Project DieHard, to make sure that our veterans are being taken care of and that they receive the hope that we are offering them in an environment that's really conducive and friendly. So we are here every week, every Monday at 7:30 Eastern, and hoping that more people will get to send in some questions that they need us to answer. We are here and we're glad to answer and to host some speakers who would like to join us and share with us how they're helping Project DieHard. So anyone has any more comment before I wrap it up for the evening?
Just say, hey folks, Zita puts the ball in play.
Thank you. Kat always comes up with the words that I really don't know how he gets them. So thank you all for coming this evening, and until next week, stay blessed and stay warm for those of us who are still experiencing this cold that is really you can't even determine what happens the next day. But please stay warm, be safe. Thank you so much. Have a good one.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. Bye.
All right.
They're unplugged. So it looks like you had a little bit of a fun time, eh, Shad?
Oh, yeah.
Recording stopped.
Good.
Yeah,